Hi everybody, this is Katie. Welcome to episode 9 of Ancient Japanese Gardens. Today I'm going to be working on a butterfly garden for Dora down here in this area. I have some really cool ideas about putting together a cute little space, but I have a ton of chores that need to be done first. If you take a look at the map, I've been going in a clockwise order, building up the villagers' houses, and I'm halfway done. 5 of them are already complete, and with 5 more to go, it's important to go ahead and establish a little bit of kind of an order, an organization, and a space for where things are going to go. So I'm going to take a few minutes before I really get into Dora's butterfly garden, and I am going to put the rest of the villager houses in place so that I have a good feel for what their spaces are going to look like. This area here is where Dora's house is going to go. You can see it kind of connects to the back here through to the secret beach, so we'll definitely need to put an incline in place over here. And it's not a huge space, but I love that it's kind of dipped down into a little bit of a valley. All right, you guys, it has been several hours of work from when we last were talking. You can see I've moved up quite a bit of terraforming. I've got houses in place. I have just a little bit of pathing I've put down. If you look in the back here, there's going to be kind of a cool surprise that I'll show you on another episode. And then I've put down just an idea of where things are going to flow from one villager area to the other. They each have their identified spaces, so I have a better idea for what kind of area I need when I'm putting together their design. This is very helpful when you get to about this point in the build. So I told you guys I was about halfway through. You can see on the map here, I've identified the spacing for the other 5 villagers. I have finished the river, and all of the houses and inclines and bridges are in place. Time to get started on Dora's butterfly garden. The first thing I decided to do with Dora's area is finish off the last little bit of waterscaping. I wanted to put together a little bit of a pond in her area. I felt like that would be really beautiful for the butterflies to be part of a little bit of a pond, and I am trying to put at least a little bit of water element in most of the areas on the island. I just feel like water goes a long way to creating a really beautiful atmosphere. It has a lot of good decoration in of itself. After getting the water in place, I shifted track over to the path. I showed you guys how I put this path down in several places, and so we'll skip through some of this really quickly, but you can see my goals here were to connect 4 different areas. I have the incline that comes down into the area, the one that goes out of the area, this one that goes down to the secret beach, and then of course connect over to the house. And I didn't want the intersection to be right in front of the house. I wanted the path to sort of flow since it's going to be full of a lot of butterflies and greenery and some beautiful things. So it was important to get the path down just the way that I wanted it to be. I decided that nature and greenery was going to be a really important part of this particular garden, and so that was the next thing I decided to put down, the trees and bamboo and different things so that I would have room for a lot of trees in this area. I wanted the butterfly garden to feel a little bit like you were going to take sort of a peaceful walk through the woods with a lot of those butterflies, very natural and organic kind of an area. So it was important to get as many trees in so that they could be both beautiful and fill the space, but not so that you couldn't see the rest of the space. Had to be kind of a good balance in between. With that in place, I started putting down all of the really cute Karakoropi lamps. I think that this particular lantern is adorable, and I haven't found a really great use for it in some previous builds, so I was really excited to incorporate it into the butterfly garden. I felt like a little bit of that shorter, beautiful little lamp design was going to be a good fit with Dora, and it did turn out that way. Down here on the secret beach, I decided to put some custom patterns underneath the lantern so that they didn't look quite so odd. They are green on the bottom, which is great on the grass, but down on the beach it needed a little bit of stuff underneath to incorporate those lanterns into the look. It's useful to think about what the base of an item looks like and try and make it look naturally placed down into the area. I'm using some of these other custom patterns to fill up the space a little bit because I know the butterflies will look better if, again, they're placed on a little bit of a foundation. The pattern serves as type of a plate, like a platform to sort of serve the beautiful decoration up so it looks like it's intentionally supposed to be part of the area. I wanted to put one of these down underneath the well as well. So when I put the brick well down and it didn't fit, I thought it would center up, but the spacing doesn't work that way. I actually really love the way that it looked kind of a little bit off center. So that worked out really well. And I'm just filling up the rest of the area. This is kind of fun, this process of doing a little bit of rocks and a little bit of moss, and I decided we needed to continue the pathing a little bit further because even though this pathing is up here by the other villager house, I am going to incorporate butterflies through the entire area up onto the cliff a little bit. Here you can see I'm using some of the campsite signs, and I used a lot of those on the western island we did in the previous season, and I thought it would be really nice to have them beautiful and tall and turned around so that the area would have a little bit of height. Dora's house is right here on the cliff with the ocean in the background, which is beautiful, but it's nice to have a little bit more of a tall foundation next to the house. It just helps the area, for me at least, feel a little bit more complete. I'm starting to put down just a lot of little decorations and flowers and filling up the space, and then it is time for the butterflies. So here you can see as I go through, I'm just trying to make sure that every little place is in good shape. So a little bit of fence, a little bit of pattern, a little bit of decoration. This is that sort of fun little detail step of the build as you put all the little things in place. Once the area is organized and the path is down, the trees are down, this is the little detail stage. And I have to tell you, it's actually my favorite stage because even though I've probably told you a lot of different things are my favorite, I enjoy the way that this stage is creative, that you can kind of go back and forth. It's easy to think about something and put it down, and if you change your mind, you move and adjust it. It's very artistic the way that you adjust things in this decoration step of a design. So it was really fun to do. In particular, the butterflies fit well on that pattern, and it was fun to see the area come to life with all these additional little details in place. I see a lot of really beautiful islands where they have really good details and patterns and designs, but they just don't quite feel finished, and often that's because they haven't done that extra last little step. So if you're ever working on an island, you might consider taking one more step. All right, you guys, the area is complete. Let's go take a look at Dora's butterfly garden. You can see down here with a lot of little water elements and the butterflies and the patterns. I think it came together perfect. It has a lot of that peaceful, cute little Dora style to it. I feel like she would probably come out of her house and just enjoy walking and taking a little bit of a stroll down to the secret beach to look out at the ocean. Doesn't that sound like it would be such a peaceful day and a really beautiful kind of a garden to live in and around? The butterflies and her area do come up here on the cliff a little bit further. You can see how they tuck in with the well up here on the ledge, and I am so happy with the way that Dora's area came out. I hope you found something useful here and that you continue creating in this game. Until next time, have the best Animal Crossing day.